Hey, what's the deal? It's your boy J Mike, wrapping up week 2 of training for IPF Masters Worlds. Okay, excuse me. It's Sunday night. I just wrapped up deadlifts. Went very, very well, but I'm also going to go back a little bit and give you guys a little more insight on what's been going on in terms of the training and also how I discovered what was actually wrong with me. I most likely will put the clip here. This was the last time I was actually healthy, especially when it comes to deadlift. It was my last pull before Raw Nationals 2016, where I pulled 805 for a very comfortable single. Now at the time I was still new, coming from the USPA over to the USAPL, and I didn't really understand the difference in between the stiff bar and the deadlift bar. Didn't think it really affected or bothered me much. So I always trained with the deadlift bar and then would adjust when I got to a meet. But when I did that this particular time, the meet before, I pulled 771, which I should have put here. So the USAPL meet was the most I've ever pulled in an actual meet, which kind of gave me confidence because I think I had pulled, most I had pulled was 771 with the deadlift bar. I was able to repeat the same number with the stiff bar. So I thought going into Raw Nationals, I was looking anywhere between 805 to 835 if all things went well. The training for that was great. I went in, hit the 805. That was supposed to be the actual last lift I did, but I was looking for a little positive reinforcement. So I said, let me go ahead and take my opener, for some confidence, and I struggled with it. It was like a 760-pound deadlift or whatever, and it kind of played and got into my head a little bit, and I went out and just straight out missed my opener at Raw Nationals of 700 pounds. So ever since that, my deadlift has just been out of sync, like non-existent for the most part. And I started dealing with a lot of upper back issues around that time, but I didn't really know what it was. I just thought I just didn't enjoy lifting with the stiff bar, and I couldn't rip and grip like I was or how I'd become accustomed to over the last year and a half of powerlifting. So pretty much I just been dealing with the discomfort or whatnot over the last year and a half, and it's affected my squat. It's affected basically everything but my bench. And if you think about it, I totaled 2,000 in 2015 after a year in the sport, and my squat is pretty much the same as it was then. I've pretty much the same size, dealing with the same issues, but none of these lifts are able to grow. And not until recently, I actually talked to one of the lifters, and I kind of put out what was wrong with me, and they gave suggestions, and I think one of them they were actually right. My spine and my lats and my rhomboid and all that kind of just got messed up, man, and I had to really grind that area out. And I actually used, hold on. All right. I actually used the Battle Star. This is Kelly Starrett's line or whatever, and I pretty much, this thing was very painful. If you could tell, I don't know if it's going to focus, but it's pretty aggressive, and it goes in a little cradle or whatever, and you roll on it, and it allows you to really get into the muscle. But it was so painful, I just never really messed with it. But after talking to another lifter, suggested what it was, and I was like, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like that area has just gotten tangled up. All those muscles and tendons and all that stuff just bunched up, and I just started working it out, and it freed up. I cough, no pain. Over the last year and a half, 2 years, if I cough, it hurt. Now I feel it, but I can cough and it doesn't hurt. So what it did was give me a little bit of incentive, or gave me the motivation to want to pull the bar. And that was one of the things that I always liked when I was pulling well was that I always wanted to pull the bar, and over the last year or so, that hasn't been the case. So hopefully that has been fixed. So in this particular video, I'm gonna show you guys my training. I'm gonna show you what I did starting last Monday was with bench. Right now I'm still in my heavy 10s, and I believe the heavy 10 initially was supposed to be 475. I actually attempted that set for 10, had a terrible breakfast, didn't eat, didn't sleep, and I was only able to get 7 reps. So what I did was I tried that set. I came back later on, dropped the weight 5 pounds, and was able to hit the 10 reps. I also had squats. I worked up to 656 pounds for a solid single, and as well as for the second workout I did last week, I did 275 for 5 sets of 5 box squats. So what I'll be doing with the box squats is that every week I'll add a plate to each side, and hopefully I'll be at 700 pounds or 716 by the time IPF Worlds comes around, and I can go there and actually put up a pretty good squat. So like I said, I deadlift tonight, but I'm gonna go ahead and put all of those videos together. Just wanted to give you guys a little insight on what's going on with the training and how things are going. One other thing, I'm really thinking about doing a non-USAPL meet, just to see what kind of total I'll put up outside of the USAPL, and I have to deal with the strict, calls, or maybe just some of the other things that you don't have to deal with when you don't have to lift in the USAPL. Get a deadlift bar, 24-hour weigh-in, not having to put your ass on the floor basically for a squat, just to see what I'll put up. But other than that, everything is going well. Tomorrow's Monday. We have heavy 10s, which will be 475 or 480. Just depends. This is also the first time I'll be benching where my back has been grinded out. I was able to go in there and really get all that grit out of my back. So maybe my bench press might be a little more consistent as well. So just depending on how that works out. So hopefully everything goes well, and you guys will see that video. But for right now, this is just the front end of what the week is, and I'll also put a breakdown along with the video as well. All right, later.